Hi, we will be reflecting on our PharmaSim experience. We are Team 2, composed of myself, Griselda Pena-Jackson, and Pat Hughes. Thanks so much for watching our video. For PharmaSim All Around aims to be at the vanguard of OTC formula innovation by providing cutting-edge symptom relief without the negative side effects, at the right price without any deviation from the quality that our customers covet. Now I will pass it on to my colleague, Pat, so that he can begin to tell you some of the highlights of our marketing plan.
So PharmaSim has All Around as their established brand. All Star recognizes them as kind of the most crucial element of the brand moving forward and succeeding long term. So our objectives, because of that, were to increase net income, and that's going to be influenced by brand establishment. So we want to make sure that consumers, when they suffer from symptoms, they're going to be coming into the store, the distribution channels, and they're going to be purchasing All Around or All Around's other product offerings because of they know that that's what's going to treat them properly. So product placement being at eye level, that's hugely important. That's going to be retailer influenced, maintaining an established sales channel. Promotions and advertising, point of purchase displays, as well as just targeted advertising is also going to be huge. And that's going to increase our customer retention, which is essentially, previous purchases leading to future purchase. So the products that we decided on all around was obviously our key and keystone product. We created an All Around Plus, which is a capsule, a 12-hour multi-symptom capsule. Hugely important because it seems like consumer trends are kind of moving towards the capsule idea rather than a liquid treatment. All Right was a children's approach, but unfortunately it didn't succeed. And it's hard to identify cross usage between adult medications being used for children. So, performance goals versus achieved results. As you can see in the graph illustrated, All Around hugely grew. All Around Plus also hugely grew. All Right had some issues, and that's why it was cut. So, we're talking in the millions of dollars here, and that's a pretty substantial increase. So, as illustrated before, as we talked about, what really is important is a capsule. And that's the way the consumer wants, that's the consumer shift. They're not impressed with the same old product. They want something that's going to treat them differently and going to offer them a different approach to symptom relief. So the formulation, a big part of it was removing the alcohol. Removing alcohol was huge. So consumers don't want alcohol in their cold medications. And because of this, sleepiness, other issues, it's hard to take during the daytime. Alcohol had to go, and that hugely influenced our stock price. So the real key to success for PharmaSim was our customer market. What were their expectations? What were the pricing levels? Are we offering a quality product? Is the brand image delivering on that quality product? And how are our promotional allowances, such as coupons, point of purchase displays, how's that influencing our stock price? So identifying your consumer segment is huge. And if you can figure out who you're selling to, you can figure out why they're buying, what their path to purchase is, and therefore offer them a product that they want to buy. So physician or pharmacist recommendations are huge. People tend to trust the pros. So you listen to what they have to say, and if all around can be at the top of the mind, that's going to influence a consumer.
Some of the other keys to success, as Pat was talking about, are that your product is available and placed at eye level for customers. Long-term positive relationships with the different channels of distribution are key to the success of your product. Encouraging retailers to continuing to order your product is elemental to be able to succeed in the retail business. Providing measurable differences in effectiveness of symptom treatment compared to a store brand and a private label are also what will differentiate your product from your competitors. Utilizing point of purchase displays with discount coupons proves to be effective, but it is not where you should focus all of your efforts. These can also turn against you if these coupons aren't actually being utilized by the consumers. This creates not only brand awareness, but if the product was effective in treating symptoms, then this translates to long-term brand equity. And now I will turn it back to Pat so that he can continue to tell you about some of our all-star brand positioning for the future.
So positions for the future. I mean, our stock price increased over 600%, which is pretty significant. Senior management identified that all around is a strategic product that needs to be part of the portfolio moving forward. And I think we delivered on that by giving them considerable gains in sales, as illustrated on previous slides, and just improving in general the fact that all around is the best medication for your OTC cold symptoms. So, as illustrated in the graph above, sales grew. Sales grew tremendously. I mean, we went from about 200 million all the way up to nearly 700, which is great and hugely increased our stock price.
Some of our key takeaways in the PharmaSim simulation were around price. How you price your product matters. In the beginning, we weren't pricing our products correctly. We came to appreciate how difficult product pricing within the simulation really is. Initially, we did not increase all-around's price enough to keep up with inflation. This made it more difficult to maintain the product in a premium position. Not regularly increasing the price affected price increases in subsequent periods. In later periods, we were more successful at pricing our product correctly. All around in period 8 was priced at $562, in period 9 $570, and in period 10 $599. We came to realize that in period 10 is where we were most aligned with the prices of competitors and customer expectations. All Around Plus was the second product in our lineup. In period 8, we priced it at $639, in period 9 at $645, and in period 10 at $740. All Around Plus was better priced than some of our other competitors, and we were also still a price leader. This proved to be a good combination for the success of All Around Plus. All Right was our children's formulation, and in period 6 we priced it at $579. That was the period in which we introduced it. By period 8, we had it priced at $6. After comparing it to the product of other competitors, we realized that we weren't pricing it correctly. We were actually pricing it too low, and we were not putting enough money into the promotion and advertising of this product. That culminated in us eliminating All Right from our product lineup in period 8. There are a number of milestones that we would like to highlight from our PharmaSim simulation. The introduction of All Right was really a risk that we chose to take, and it turned out to be the wrong one. We didn't price our product correctly. All Right was not reaching the consumers that we wanted to. We were putting too much money into the promotion and advertisement of it, taking away from some of our other products, and this proved to be not beneficial to our company. So we made the decision to drop All Right. Another milestone is when our net income increased in between periods 6 and 7 from 37 million to 152 million. This was really a learning curve because we realized that in prior periods we had not been spending enough money in some of our promotions on our marquee product of All Around. Milestone 3 was in period 9 when our stock price dropped to $42, when in period 8 our stock price was at $68. That is when we made the decision to drop All Right in period 8. It hurt our bottom line somewhat, but in the long run it proved to be the right decision. Milestone 4 for us was to finish strong. Our net income was 647 million in period 10, and our stock price was back up to $68. This really proved to us that dropping All Right was the right decision. It confirmed that how much you spend on promotion and advertising really does contribute to the success of your product, but you don't want to go overboard. In some of our less successful periods, we were over capacity, and this was really hurting the success of our company. In the future, we would be mindful of these things. Some other key takeaways that we would like to touch on from our PharmaSim simulation were around distribution. We realize that distribution is essential, but there are diminishing returns in terms of coverage. Our sales force numbers, we did not increase the sales force effectively, which created a lack of sales support in the market. This resulted in decreases in both manufacturer sales and retail sales. We really saw those decreases, especially in the beginning periods. Promotions, the trade-offs between the costs and benefits have to be very carefully considered. We realized that spending too much money on promotions wasn't essential, at least in the short term. Initially, we were working with BMW as our marketer, and we probably could have saved some money by going with a less successful marketing company. Increasing volume discounts to move the largest group of consumers into a larger purchase quantity category would have benefited us in the long run. We did not focus on this aspect in the beginning periods, to our detriment. Lastly, it can be very difficult to actually follow the strategy that you set at the beginning, particularly if you start having difficulties because you begin to question if the problems are temporary or if your strategy is completely wrong. These questions can really affect how you make your decisions, and they can force you to veer away from your marketing plan. Letting that happen can be detrimental to your company and to your bottom line. So we would encourage all of the participants in PharmaSim to stay within the realms of their marketing plan. Lastly, there were some trends that we noticed in the PharmaSim simulation, specifically around retail sales, sales force, competitors, and research and analysis. Retail sales continued to increase each period throughout the simulation. Identifying this early on helped us to focus on the consumers by providing appropriate awareness primarily in grocery stores and drug chains. By focusing increasing numbers of Salesforce employees at the grocery stores and chain stores, we made it convenient for the consumers to pick up cold medicine without having to go out of their way. It proved really useful to stay abreast of developments taking place with competing brands, especially in the later periods. We tried to be aware of their numbers and Salesforce allocation, advertising expenditures, and message and promotional spending. This helped us to determine appropriate output levels for all-star brands. We did not mimic our competitors' actions because we wanted to stick with an innovative marketing strategy, not a reactionary approach. Lastly, one other factor we did not prioritize in our research and analysis was how to effectively manage our capacity constraints and expansions. If we had to do it over again, I think that we would have really paid more close attention to some of these trends, and they would have influenced our decisions. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.